Sheila saying she's the only, she's the third one, now here is the fourth one. I decided to come check out my friend Vidollar. I believe you've been seeing the different series where he's been speaking enthusiastically about Forex trading, how Forex trading has been able to turn his life around. Hi guy, how you doing?
I'm okay, bro. How you doing?
Awesome.
It's a pleasure having you here.
It's good to be in your space.
This is the best place to be. Yeah.
How has the journey been?
So it's been a very, very long journey.
Yeah.
Lows and highs, entirely focusing on business, being a loner and all that. It's been about 4 years now.
Yeah.
Bought my first car in like 2022.
2022 is when you got your first car.
Yeah, that was the first car.
At what age was that?
21.
Yeah, 21. Ah, man, okay.
Now,
was quite...
back home, no one had owned a car.
Yeah.
So when I owned my first car, I'm like, is this even true?
Yeah.
The plan was, I'm like, okay, we now have Forex bulls, and we are trying to create awareness. Actually, by then I was also trying to build a team. So I'm like, maybe let's buy a van for the team. That was like our first idea. Yeah. But then also being the first car, I'm like, anyways, I'll do this. Actually, the pace was a bit fast. I was growing, I was making money, things are really moving fast. I'm like, no, I want to keep this guy for longer. Then I get a Mark X.
So you moved from first big car then to a Mark X.
Yes. I've always also loved lower cars. Traders know you need that fast lifestyle.
Those low cars, they come with the comfort.
So got a Mark X. Very good car. Still loved it. Fast, comfortable, for sure. I was balling. I mean, looking at my age, I'm like, so I finally have this. There's more.
Interesting.
And very good car. On that actually for a very long time. I think about 2 years. And thought of upgrading. This very good car. So you can see it's a Kenyan number plate. Last year I made a decision and said, no, I'm going to stay in Kenya for a bit of time. Because at some point I'd gotten to a stage where things were really moving really smoothly here. I have a good house, I have a car, my team is progressing and all that, and I was getting too comfortable. And I never want that. So I said, no, I'm going to go to Nairobi, start off, and see what I can do.
How is Forex trading? How is the Forex trading community in Nairobi? And of course you being a Ugandan, new place, you're basically trying to blend in. How is the experience working with the Kenyan community as well?
Vibrant. Actually, because Kenyans are just like Ugandans, but they're more fast-paced, quick. They will easily, adopt and all that. Then more to that, I have a very, very huge audience in Kenya. Actually, funny thing is, my biggest audience is Kenyan than Ugandan. Yeah, people that watch my trading videos and learn trading from me. It's crazy.
Interesting. How do you love about this shit 200?
These are Mercedes-Benz. And to be honest, these cars are so good. Very comfortable, fast. I could also show you inside actually. So it's a very good car, more performing than the Mark X, comfortable on road, and I've always wanted a Mercedes. So that was a good start.
So how long have you been with this one?
So I've owned this now for about a year.
For about a year.
And I'm not selling it anytime soon. Because at this point now I'm trying to collect cars. So all the cars that I'm buying are to stay.
Wow.
Yes.
Interesting.
So I keep it in the best shape as much as possible. Actually, funny thing, I've driven this car from Nairobi to Kampala about 6 times now. 6 times now? Now what? Yes. So the reason as to why you keep the Kenyan plates because you're moving in and out. Because I actually have a place in Nairobi now. I've always wanted to be a nomad, a digital nomad. Be in Kampala, be in Nairobi, then be in Dubai. At some point, we also had a plan to base in Cape Town. Because at some point, you need to connect with minds that are more developing, people that are fast-paced and all that. So I've always kept that idea. So sometimes I do go to Nairobi, stay for months, could be 2 or 1. So it's much more comfortable when you have a Kenyan number plate, traffic officers and all that. It's just like Uganda. It's like a road user type of a thing. It's not that expensive. So you pay 3 months. drive the car, then you can always renew.
You know,
so it's much more easier.
Now, at what point did you think, now I need to acquire another big, we call them toys, big toy, and that is the range that we're going to also get to experience the other side.
I love awarding myself whenever I hit a target. Say this is it. I need to award myself. I didn't mention also like other watch.
Okay, let's speak about the watch as well.
I wanted to like bring it out in a sense of rewarding. So what happens is whenever I hit like a huge target, most especially with career, because now I've been into trading for about 5 years. So I got the Range Rover as a memory of, say, now I'm 4 years and I've seen progress.
So let's first come back to the Benz. The money that you used to buy this Benz was from your Forex trading.
Exactly. Entirely.
Interesting. Was it like a one-off, or it was, of course, money that you accumulated over time during that period?
Yeah, I would say, because some of these cars are actually expensive. So sometimes you'll say, obviously you have other things to do, maybe you have other businesses or you have other responsibilities. So you could say, oh, I want to buy, because I do remember for this I said I want to buy a Mercedes. So it took me about I think it was like a month, because I was because that was the target, to say getting it and have other things running and all that. At this point I want to own things that are going to stay. Wanted to talk about a watch. I want to own, say, a watch that even when I have a son, I'm going to transfer it to him.
To the son.
Yes. I want to keep these cars, and say when I have, actually even with my team, I want my team to, because now if I'm getting a Lamborghini, Edgar Julius is probably going to now drive the Mercedes.
The Benz.
So I'm now looking at the long-term part of it.
So this goes for how much?
This in Uganda should be about 90 million.
About 90 million.
Yeah, or 100, just depending. So this is a C200 2017 model. Got it in Kenya for about 3.2. So ended up paying more in Kenya than how much I would have paid here.
Rover Vela. First I'm sitting in, it feels very comfortable.
It is.
So how long have you had this one?
Not for too long so far. I think it's a month.
It's a month?
Yeah. I got this for my birthday.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is the car that I saw you share on social media.
Yes. So for my birthday, say, come on, let me buy a Range Rover. It's a great car actually, from the performance, the features, and it's fast.
How are you able to save up for this one?
I think I did mention that sometime back in an episode. I said success breeds success.
Success breeds success.
I feel like if you can buy a Mercedes, so it's easier to buy this. As I mentioned, I want to buy a Lamborghini. In Uganda here, it would be so crazy. But I say that because I've been able to get this. And I feel like it's very possible. Because if it's actually pretty easy, even as the business and you're getting better, you're making more money and all that kind of stuff. So it's much more easier. How does it feel?
How does it feel? It's comfortable in terms of performance. Well, since we're in a residential community, I don't think we can go further. You have to keep within the speed limit. But
let's try a place where we can race a bit. Just press start and then
here we go.
See that push?
Here we go. Wow. And there's a way it moves instantly,
it does.
It easily picks
and
speed.
Now if you decided to drive it manually, engaging the gears, it's even faster.
It's even faster.
And also being raised, I think it does fit these Ugandan roads. You know what happens here. So I think that's the most important thing. And one thing about trading is, you see, when you're making money, at some point you really need to appreciate yourself, because it's a business where no one is going to appreciate you. And in some way you get so addicted to a system that you could even make, say, 10 million and you won't notice, not until you can get something more practical or more physical. So that's how we end up buying such a thing. The watch is about 15 million. It's just crazy.
Watch is about 15 million? What type of watch is this?
So this is Tudor.
This is a Tudor.
Just like a Rolex.
This is more of an investment.
Exactly. If I wanted to sell it off, could still take it back. So I also want to keep a lot of money in those things.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
So when did you buy this?
I got that about 8 months ago. We went to Dubai.
Yeah.
Got 2 pieces actually, and looking at buying more. I think they're good to keep money and value. Yeah.
No, I think what you're speaking about, rewarding yourself, is very important.
Yes.
You see people hustle every day, you get the money, but then you just want to stash it somewhere.
Right. Yes.
Without appreciating you that makes that money. Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's quite important.
Yeah.
Quite important. Advice would you give a young person, especially now some that look up to you, especially in terms of gradual achievement of success?
Yes.
How to appreciate that? Because what muntu ngaya akatandika forex trading, but they want to be in your position, especially a person who has been there for some time.
So I do have sayings as if you find out something that works, hang in there. I'll give an example with trading. Actually, for my journey, sometimes it's even so hard to say, oh, this is it, because by then I had no inspiration, I had no person to look up to. The guys that I was looking up to were South African, and they're not even Ugandan. I mean, maybe that works in South Africa, not here. Now, in some way, I've been able to make it. That should be an inspiration. Look at Daniel and say, oh, Daniel is young and he's Ugandan and he's been able to make this or do this. Then this is totally possible. Then also looking at, for how long has Daniel been doing this? And actually, now look, we are showing a journey. Told you, started off with an Alphard. I mean, you just can't jump out of nowhere and say, I'm going to buy a Range Rover. Things have stages to it.
There's been a stage, there's been a process that you've been appreciating. What is flipping about?
So flipping is like turning small amounts to big amounts. Say you're using $10 and you want to make 100. So we could say you flipped $10 to 100. Now, the thing about it is, I wouldn't personally recommend it. It's not professional trading. But what happens is most people are just trying out things. Maybe it's a challenge and you want to say, how much can I make out of 100? Because actually, funny thing in trading is you could even use 100 to make 1,000.
So you can use 100 to make $1,000.
Yes, but the problem with that is it's not dependable in the long run.
So what makes flipping non-professional? Is it more so risky?
Yes, and type of gambling, honestly. Yes, because if you're trying to make 1,000 from 100, you're probably risking everything. I wouldn't recommend that unless you're just doing it as a challenge to test out your skills and all that.
So before you think of flipping, you should be ready for the loss in the event that the loss happens.
Exactly. Yes.
So you have to prepare yourself mentally.
Exactly.
Any hack you wish to share as we come towards the end of today's episode, especially to the young people that are, aspiring to become, forex traders?
Well, pretty easy again. I'll always stick to more action. Let's talking more action. So that means in whatever you're doing, at some point you need to leave the talking and get to action. Because I feel like, now let's give an example. Someone might have watched this episode and they're inspired and all that, and they're not ready to go take action. You see, sometimes we think talking is going to bring the results, which in actual sense doesn't. Same thing in trading. You talking about trading, knowing a trader and not learning won't make you a trader or won't make you money. So at the end of the day, we shall keep it less talk and more action.
Yeah, that's interesting. With you sharing your story, how far you've come, the trials that you've gone through to where you are right now. It is worth appreciating,
Risha, thank you so much.
Spin it, let's get it. We are back at Daniel's residence. Daniel, it's been an amazing episode, I should say.
Been a great one.
Let's get the watch back. As we come towards the end of this, if someone asks you, how would Daniel wish to be remembered?
Yes, I want to be remembered as that guy who inspired millions of young people to live a better life, to make money, to break out of the normal system, and do extraordinary things.
The progress from an Alphard to a Mark X to a Benz to now a Range Rover, and you're still thinking and dreaming more bigger things. I think it gives many people hope that it's possible.
I think that's the most important thing. To know that it's possible. See, sometimes these stories are really inspiring. I mean, if I personally watched my story, come on, I would do good things, big things. 100%.
Nice.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing your story. Niceness. We have to go. We see you next week with another episode of Forex Flex. Peace and love.